If a dress or suit is custom designed just for its wearer, if the fit is not too tight, not too loose, if the design complements the wearer's body type, and if the wearer feels invigorated by the outfit and struts with pride, then and only then might the onlooker catch their breath when the wearer enters the room. The person we are about to talk to has inspired such yes, when the wearers of her design enters the room. We have with us today none other than the lovely Lesrie Nisbett, owner of Elle Couture by Lesrie. Good morning, Lesrie. Welcome to Good Morning SKN.
Good morning, and thank you for having me today.
It's our pleasure. You came to our attention during prom season 2022, although I knew about you before, yes, because I was here. Who made you dress, Lesrie? Yes. Tell us about some of your designs for this year prom.
This year prom, to be honest, prom was a little bit more low-key. As you know, it's the first prom since we had COVID. So a lot of prom goers were a little bit skeptical because, to my knowledge, we only had 3 schools that had prom. So the numbers were low. And then for the ones that did attend, we had a few of them who they weren't really interested in the high budget. So I had a few. So the advantage of that is I was able to give them more attention because it was fewer. But the ones that did come to me, they were eager for prom. And of course, my daughter was a part of it this year. So of course, we've been waiting for that for a few years. But the few of the girls that I had, I was so excited to work with them because they were so happy that prom actually returned in their year. So we did go a little out this year, and I was so happy to do all of them. I can't even say I had a favorite this year because each one of the girls, they were so unique and different in terms of what they wanted. So I was able to kind of express my creativity in each of them.
Oh, lovely.
All right, so what are we seeing here, Leslie?
Okay, so this one was actually from a few proms ago.
Yeah, I saw that.
I think that was 2018. So that one, I had full reign for that gown. I was able to just design exactly whatever I wanted. The person trusted me completely. So that one was kind of an exciting one for me. I love when I have customers like that. They tell me, okay, this is the event, do what you want. But at that point, I already know what they like, what their style is. For her, this client was more of a simple. Like you have the ones that want to get extravagant and the ones, but trust me, simple doesn't always mean boring, as you can see from that one.
Exactly, that's what I said, simply gorgeous.
And she was actually one of the showstoppers that year because the fabric, her body type, everything, like she had the crowd that year.
Wow. Oh my
So is it challenging to design for people who come to you with specific requirements as opposed to giving you free reign?
Not exactly, to be honest. Specific requirements sometimes is a little bit easier because free reigns mean that I have to go and research. Like I have more work to do when it's free reign, which I don't mind because I absolutely love what I do. But when it's more specific, it makes it a little more easier for me because they know exactly. So I already know where we're going right there and then. So that makes a little easier job, but then it doesn't give me a chance to express my creative side of it sometimes.
So in my head, how did Lesrie get into fashion and why?
It was never a plan. I got into it by default, actually. My mother was the reason I got into it. It was a year, I will never forget, it was close to music festival. And my mother was she got a machine to start fixing some things. And then from that, I found out that she was able to sew. So of course, I'm a young female, like to dress up, I'm into fashion and everything. So I took advantage. I was giving her stuff for her to make for me and everything. And then after I would tell persons that my mother made it, then they were like shocked. So right there and then I was like, seems like a business idea.
Nice.
So then I created a Facebook page for her and marketed and everything. So after that, like she was getting popular. So then of course she had no time for me after that. So I was more into the designing path, but because she wasn't available to me like she was before, I then had to learn how to do it on my own. So that's where Elle Couture kind of started because after I was able to learn from her and get the skills of the sewing aspect, as opposed to just designing. Then that kind of grew and grew. And then after a while, I wanted to just design my own stuff. And then because of that interest, that was the birth of Elle Couture in 2017.
Look at that.
And you're here 5 years later. Let's talk about the reception from the public over that time.
Even though you would think that you would get more support after, but to be honest, from the very beginning, the support has been overwhelming. I would never forget my launch show in 2017. I remember being so nervous, like, are people gonna come? Are they gonna like what I'm presenting? And when I had to do my final walk, I remember when I stepped out and I saw the crowd, I was like, you're kidding me. I did not expect. The support has been overwhelming because, like I said, I started out with my mother of VN Design. So I did have customers all throughout, but it was just like a little bit nerve-wracking stepping out on my own now. But from the very beginning, the support has always been there, and it has grown even more now. So that is not an issue. I have some extremely loyal customers, like customers that I know that soon as any event coming up, I know I have to secure a spot for that person, because they're gonna come regardless of what. I have customers like that, and I absolutely love them.
Good stuff. Do you have extra help, or is this a one-woman show?
For now, it's a one-woman show because I actually just went full-time last year. I always had my 9 to 5, as you would say. I just officially went full-time into Elle Couture only last year, February. So it's, I'm just getting a feel of it. I'm hoping to get some help, but it's easier said than done because, of course, you want to get somebody who is on the same, not level, but then the same headspace. They know exactly what you want because I want my customers, regardless of whether they're dealing with me personally, they're getting the same Elle Couture feel regardless of who they deal with.
That's the type of service that we need around these parts.
Yeah, well, you're building a brand, so you want that to be representative of you. So let's talk about that for people who might be on the fence and they say, you know what, I'm hearing about Elle Couture, but in terms of customer experience, what is it going to be like for me when I go into Lesrie's place and ask for a consultation or tell Lesrie, you know, this is what I want. What do we get from you?
Well, I'm somebody that's very passionate about customer service. That's something I believe in. I've always believed in that. So regardless of whether you're actually gonna purchase something or just inquiring or asking questions, I want you to feel comfortable. So even if you don't purchase it today, you're gonna come back because you feel so welcome and you already feel at home with me. So that is the experience I'm gonna give you from beginning to end. I try not to falter on that because I find that some areas customer service is not really as important because we have this kind of stigma, like people are gonna come if they don't come.
They have to,
and
because
that's something that happens here, and I don't like that. So I try to be different. So customer service is extremely important. Is always one of the top priority for me. So that's something that won't change, and I guarantee you that from the beginning to the end, you're always gonna get pleasant Lesrie. You're gonna one day, if I'm ever in a bad mood, but my customers are important because if I don't have customers, then there's no Elle Couture. So that is the service they're going to get from beginning to end, absolutely guaranteed.
Question, do you have a tagline?
No.
You just gave us one, you know. You said at home with Lesrie or at home with me.
Well, when I started, it was like, life isn't perfect, but your outfit can be. But that was more when I just started. I don't actually push it as much. It's on my business card and stuff, but it's not something that I push as much.
You should. It's a nice tagline.
Sells,
on my business card.
It's a nice tagline.
Sells. I love that.
So yes, I do, but no, I don't push it as I should.
But please push it because it's a really nice one. Well, go ahead.
So of course, with Elle Couture, like I should be saying and started saying, life isn't perfect, but your outfit can be.
Does it apply to men as well? Because I'm hearing all about the prom outfits for women. Just curious.
But Elle Couture actually represents female. It means her, in a sense.
You can tell I don't know fashion, right?
No, that's an Elle also is like
she.
Yeah, she, and then Lesrie without actually putting my name there with the L. So for now, Elle is just female. I tend to do male stuff here and there, but I don't advertise it as yet. But I've been getting a lot of requests, so hopefully we'll be venturing into male stuff.
We're the jealous type, in case you didn't notice.
I realize.
So at this point, Lesrie, we're going to take a look at the evolution of your design technique, and we actually have some photos that we're going to look at of some lovely dresses. All right, so what are we seeing here, Lesrie?
Okay, this was the first dress I've ever made while claiming to be a designer, while basically labeling myself as a designer. Quartz Fashionista competition, I'm not sure if they have it still, and this dress was done. It wasn't even, Elle Couture was not established as yet. This was done the month before I actually launched Elle Couture, so that was the first Lesrie design original. So I captured second place. So it was that was The most. No, they think the fashion show was there. That was the most nerve-wracking time for me, I think. Because I'm not a designer. I'm coming out doing a design, but am I one? So it was fun though. And I was able to meet new persons and everything. I love doing stuff like that just to interact and network and meet with other designers and stuff.
Yeah.
So what happened once you placed second? Did you get some validation that it propelled you to do this?
After I placed second, I would say yes, I did get some validation, but only then. I was not as nervous or as fearful to start my own brand because from there, the feedback and everything, and it's like I thought I would feel some way if I didn't win, but I really didn't. I'm just after getting on the stage and seeing the outpour from the audience and everything, like that was enough for me. So that was September, and then Elle Couture, sorry, that was 2 months before. That was September 2017, and Elle Couture officially launched November, 2 months after that.
Oh, November. Oh, same year.
I can see why you have clients, because that dress is phenomenal.
It is. I like the back. Because I like to show my back, so that back is exquisite. I love it.
And as you would say, it's phenomenal, but I'm my worst critic. So I'm looking at it, and it's like I'm not cringing. It's fun to look at it. No, it's fun to look at it, but I'm looking at it like, no, like, that's where I sat.
That's a gorgeous wedding dress with a second dress attached to it, because you just removed that skirt and you have your second dress to dance the night away.
It's just fun to look at it now, because if I had to do something, it would definitely not look like that. Not saying that it's not good. I think that it was a great design to say. It was my first, one of my first. So, yeah, if I design something now, it would definitely not look anything
Well, that's
like
where you
that.
started. Can we get to the other photos, please?
this is lovely. That's gorgeous.
This is what you're saying about that one.
My model was amazing. She wore that dress so well.
Lovely. Yeah, she has a figure for it.
Yes.
If this is what you're saying about that one, I can't wait to see the others.
With the competition, you had to pick. They had a catalog. You have to pick any item in the catalog and design something inspired by that. So I had a vase. So the vase had the same tree branch effect. So I tried to do it as close as possible.
Nice. Can't wait to see the wedding dress.
There you go.
I thought that came out of a...
So this dress is one of my most special gowns. This was the very first wedding gown that I ever did as Elle Couture. My first wedding gown. It's actually detachable as well. It turns into a midi dress, but she loved her gown so much that she didn't even take it off. So yeah, and this bride, this was one of the customers where you asked if it's easier or harder when a person is very detailed. She knew exactly what she wanted. She had her fabric, everything from the get-go. She had a sketch, so she was so easy to deal with. Very easy.
I am flabbergasted. I thought that dress came from overseas.
No.
Girl.
And that is what I try to do with my stuff.
Lovely.
I don't want, you shouldn't be able to tell that it just came out of Elle Couture studio or off the sewing machine. I want my stuff to look like you just bought it right off the store off the rack.
Any cringeworthy effect when you see this one? This was your first one.
I know, and honestly, you would think so, but it's still one of my favorite wedding gowns.
Oh, it's gorgeous. I love it.
Yes, I was amazed, but like it was as if like I was looking at somebody else's work. Like that was the look that was the feeling I had from day one. Still to this day, looking at it, I'm like extremely proud of myself with that gown. Seeing that I hadn't made any wedding gowns before that. And I still feel that way. I still love that gown.
Girl, I love it
I don't think I would do anything different, even though I can do better. I don't think I would do anything different with that gown.
No, nothing else. That's it. And I actually know the bride, so that was gorgeous.
Yeah, she was I love dealing with her.
Yeah, all natural.
And you watch the dress and you're like, wow, phenomenal. Now you know.
And a few
lost for words.
So that made me feel
I'm lost for words. I'm not even pretending I'm actually shocked. I got goosebumps and all. You did.
I think we have a lilac dress that we have to show. I'm not mistaken. Oh, there it is.
Ooh, yes.
Lesrie, what's going on here?
Okay, so I definitely had to show this gown for two reasons. That is my baby.
Oh, that's
my daughter. That's my daughter. And this gown, even though it was my daughter, this gown was the dress that I got the most interaction, like the most attention. I did a TikTok with it, showing her getting dressed and everything, and it's at like 140,000 views. Like, I've never got so much interaction from a dress. Like, she definitely, I don't even know what to say, but it was I can't really explain it. It's just so much feelings towards it because we've been waiting for this time. Wow. My daughter didn't really care what her dress was because, as she's been saying, that's your dress.
Yeah.
She didn't really care. She didn't really care, and she just enjoyed her prom. She had so much fun. I used her as my little model, of course. I said twirl. She twirled like everything, so I was able to capture everything that I wanted in that dress and do exactly what I want. So it was like a no budget gown for me because it was something for her. So I was like, I can do whatever I wanted, rather than if you're going to buy something, you know, you have to worry about cost and everything. But it's the fact that I'm making it for my child, and you know, I just have to worry about fabric. I can do as much, and I can go as extreme. And to this day, I think after that, it's been in my trunk.
Yeah. So, you know, I thought her second dress was the same dress, but now I see it's a different.
Two dresses.
As you kept the lilac theme.
Yeah, we wanted two different, so we couldn't decide. So
decided
to do two dresses.
So New York Fashion Week is next for you, Lesrie?
Actually, I've been invited to participate in Toronto Fashion Week. I'm hoping that New York is next.
Girl.
I'm supposed to be in Toronto next month. If that goes well, the shows are set to run around the 24th and the 25th. So that's what's next. That is what should be next for me. So I'm hoping after that we get to New York. That's the goal.
All right, well, we're keeping our fingers crossed for you. Can you give us your contact information? You know, look right into that camera because I'm pretty sure that your phone is going to light up once you leave here.
After that wedding gown, that's it. That's
let
it,
us know.
Lesrie.
Social media, phone number, WhatsApp, whatever.
So you can find me on Facebook and Instagram, Elle Couture by Lesrie. And you can also email me, ellecouturebyLesrie869@gmail.com, and reach me on 767-3553, that's 767-ELLE, via WhatsApp or phone calls.